I have a lot of affection for Twilight Princess, and once every 5 years, I try to sit down and play it. It's like meeting up with an old friend that you lost contact with. You grab a bite to eat, you chat, and there's this nice familiar feeling that just washes over you. You smile, you laugh, you joke, but deep down you know the moment can't last forever. Eventually, the status quo will return and there will be another period of separation. You wave goodbye, and you think to yourself that you won't let it be as long until the next meeting, that you'll reconnect sooner next time. They leave your view, and you're ready to let the night go. And you turn to head home when somehow you run into your old friend, and they look angry and worried, and they say, "Where have you been? I've been waiting outside for you." And then you think, if they were outside, who was with you inside? And a riddle like dark tendrils creeps into your brain. What walks like a duck, swims like a duck, quacks like a dog, and feeds off of your nostalgia? Simulacra. Part 1, Daylight. I like Twilight Princess. I don't want that to be misconstrued. You know, content creators often get a lot of traction by dogpiling onto subpar media, vultures eating a dead horse. I'm not saying I'm any better. I just want to be clear that despite some misgivings on a 20-year-old game and some criticism that you're going to hear, I really, really do like the game. And I have no problem with anyone who loves it. I love the satisfying boss fights, the great score, the cool new weapons, this aura of mystique and wonder in it. But I do feel there's something insidious under all of it. There's so many wonderful events in the story. Queen Zelda's sacrifice to save Midna, the Master Sword breaking the curse on Link in order for Link and Midna to use it as a weapon against Zant, Midna destroying the barrier around Hyrule Castle with ancient unknowable magic, you know, the unfreezing of Zora's domain. The dungeons are great too. The spooky Arbiter grounds, the cozy Snow Peak mansion, the wonder ancient city in the sky, finally getting to play the Temple of Time as an actual dungeon. I don't think there's any point in pretending that Twilight Princess isn't a love letter to Ocarina. And accusing the Zelda franchise of reusing things or reusing places is, well, ridiculous. If I noted that Twilight Princess started with a forest dungeon and then a fire dungeon and then a water dungeon, you'd say, yeah, that sounds similar, but of course, it's bound to happen once or twice. But Twilight Princess wasn't created in a vacuum. Wind Waker was the last game to come out in the main series, and it left people a little divided. You see, a lot of people had played through Ocarina, where you start off as a child and then become an adult. Likewise, even in Majora's Mask, that kind of happens to an extent with Fierce Deity's Mask in the end. But they were ready to play through a game that, you know, followed them into this path of adulthood. And then Wind Waker came out with its Toon Link, and people kind of didn't like it. People were divided. We wanted a more mature setting, a more mature story, and of course, an appropriately more mature Link to go along with it. And so Twilight Princess arrives to give us exactly what we were looking for, to give us the good stuff. You see, it's not really a love letter to Ocarina, because it has a different relationship to Ocarina of Time. It wants to wear its skin. When you're having dinner and your friend smiles, they smile just a little wider than you remember, and their eyes just a little bigger than you remember. And oh my, what an appetite. Part 2, Dusk. There's a lot of ways that Twilight Princess tries to evoke Ocarina of Time out of us. For example, when we meet the Skull Kid in the Lost Woods, and we get to hear Saria's song not once, but twice in a long, very unnecessary section before the Master Sword. Other songs from Ocarina are also reused in parts of Twilight Princess, and that's not including things like how the world map is shaped, or the entirety of the Gerudo Desert, or the Triforce of Power, the Six Sages, the horse girl that's in love with you. But the one that really bothers me, the one I referenced to earlier, it's the freezing and unfreezing of Zora's domain. This is such a good encapsulation of what Twilight Princess is to me that we're going to take a moment to really dive into it. If you didn't grow up playing Ocarina of Time, maybe you don't understand the significance of unfreezing Zora's domain. Or maybe you do, I don't know. Being divisive is fun. You play the first half of Ocarina as a child, and a lot of the time there you spend undoing the evil and curses and corruption of Ganondorf through the land. Of course, this is just to set up the dramatic reversal at the midway point that when you get the Master Sword, and all of a sudden everything is way worse. 7 years have passed and Ganondorf's evil has spread anew. And yeah, you can fix some of it, but you can't fix all of it. As I feel like we all learn with age, some changes are permanent. And that's what happens to Zora's domain. A place once filled with beauty and these breathtaking views and people is now this, cold and dead. And of course, you can listen to Ruto explain to you that, once you've purified the water temple, that Zora's domain will thaw. And true to her word, at the end of Ocarina, in the end credits, you can see it has thawed. But Ocarina doesn't exist in the same way in the end credits as it does in the main game. You can't play through the credits. It's not the same. When you save the Gorons, they repopulate Goron City. When you save the Zoras, they stay frozen. So you can see the importance of unfreezing Zora's domain and what it means to the player. It's like a chance to go back and right the wrongs of Ocarina, to be the hero that you wanted to be. But there's something a little cruel about that, isn't there? In order to recreate the opportunity, we have to refreeze the people. We have to refreeze the Zoras. And it's not even really that big of a deal in the game. It's a really simple puzzle, a memory problem that requires 2 teleports. You solve it and bam, you're a hero. And I don't know, it feels wrong. That moment that you and Midna look down at the frozen bodies of the Zora, they're in there for you. Over dinner, your friend is telling you stories about your childhood, but they're a little different than the way you remember it. Has your memory just faded? Or are they changing the story? Is that even possible? A curse that changes your past? Part 3, Twilight. The advantage theme is a leitmotif in Twilight Princess that plays whenever you're doing well. Usually whenever you stun a boss and you're ready to just attack their weak point, but it also plays during a few of the side quests and when you're in Hyrule Field. And I've heard when you're fishing, I can't find that one, so if that's true, let me know. It's a way for the game to encourage you, tell you're doing well, and reinforce this positive kind of play. It's great game design. It's also Pavlov's dog. Why would you need to provide food to make a dog salivate when a bell works just as well? Why would you need the player to feel that feeling of accomplishment when you can simply play a theme? Now, I'm not saying that's what the designers did on purpose or if there was some kind of malicious intent there, but much like the freezing of Zora's domain, it functions as a really good microcosm of understanding Twilight Princess. For example, there's no need to create a 3-dimensional villain when you can just pull Ganondorf out of a box in the 3rd act and throw him back out there to fight again. There's no need to create a new and mysterious way to find the Master Sword where we can send you through the same lost woods with the same theme, and woo, the Skull Kid's there too. Isn't that neat? There's no need to flesh out the Zora, yes, I'm still mad about this, when we can just take another Zora lady, change the name Ruto a little bit, play the Serenade of Water, and go, yeah, you know what this lady's all about. It's lazy, it's cold, and it just sucks the life out of the world. It's like a theme park attraction, built to prey on your nostalgia and fill you with that sense of wonder so you don't notice that the puppets aren't really moving. But it could be worse. You could spend enough time in this world that you start preferring the Simulacrum to the original, that your fond feelings are just easier to access than going back and playing Ocarina, because the original will always have baggage, edges, and this new version has blurred away those edges. And isn't that just more digestible? Despite the jokes, the laughter, the stories, and the great night you had together, your friend didn't actually tell any jokes. They didn't have any stories, and they weren't laughing. In fact, they weren't moving at all. They were still a stone, as lifeless as the Zora below us.